I just did a video about a week and a half ago on BlackRock and how they were set to take $150 million, 100% loss on a private credit deal loan they had made involving Renovo Home. So I see last night another story come out, broke a couple days ago through Financial Times, not getting any coverage on mainstream media. We're going to cover it today about BlackRock again on HPS Investment Partners, which BlackRock acquired in July of this year. They own HPS. So I'm going to share with you what's going on. This one looks to be about a $500 million hit that BlackRock's going to take because the borrower basically fraudulently and fabricated the documents supporting the collateral. In this case was the supposed receivables. So this is the reason again for the thumbnail title today. The house of cards is crumbling, folks. I mean, I don't care what the stock market's doing today. I don't care what Nvidia is doing. It's a smoke and mirrors. It's a diversion tactic. This is what's happening. All right. And if it's going to start with a company like BlackRock, where their underwriting could not, let's say, ferret out the fraud in the documents it supposedly relied upon in giving this massive loan to this telecom company, then imagine how many ticking time bombs are sitting on the books of the smaller firms, right? The Oak Trees, the KKNRs, the Apollos, the Blue Owls. Okay, we've been covering those in videos the last couple of weeks as well. Before I jump into two quick stories today, which I'll explain what's going on, as I always humbly ask, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so we can keep growing the community. I think we're close to taking about 24,000 on the subscribers, and I appreciate all of you. But those that are watching that aren't subscribed, if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to keep covering this collapse, and I think it's just getting going, but when it starts to accelerate and pick up steam, it's going to be massive. It's going to rock the entire system. Okay, so love you guys to be on board and just pay attention to what's going on here. So the story I saw from Reuters, but that originally broke, I think, in Financial Times, is talks about an investigation, U.S. probing BlackRock's HPS regarding $400 million fraud. U.S. prosecutors are probing a group of telecom firms after BlackRock's private credit arm, HPS Investment Partners, said it lent them over $400 million backed by receivables that appear to be fake. The FT reported on Monday. Actually, it's over $500 million, I believe, in the total loan package. So the owner, this guy Bankim Bramhat, borrowed heavily, it says, from HPS. Funds run by HPS began lending to companies tied to this guy back in 2020, right? I just told you BlackRock completed its purchase of HPS investments July of this year. So again, what was the underwriting criteria for BlackRock's assessing what it was buying? Again, I don't know, but these loans originate back from 2020. Okay, with the loans backed by receivables the firm claimed were owned by major telecom groups according to the report, meaning the lender claimed that. The borrower claimed that. Court filing earlier this year accuses this Bramhat and his controlled companies of an extraordinarily brazen and widespread fraud, alleging the documents to verify the receivables were fabricated per the report. Okay, and recall I did videos a few weeks ago when we discussed collateral receivables in these non-financial depository institutions, right? The NDFIs. And the fact that the collateral was it was illusory. In that case, it was supposedly real property collateral assignments on deeds of trust that didn't even exist or had been reassigned over and over and over to obtain, additional loans. So, once you start seeing collateral become worthless, and in this case, with technology today, these people and these fraudsters can dummy up almost everything, right? It's like what is real anymore and how can you tell? So let's talk about what, I'll get into what the fabrications were in a second. I put it in the description of the video today. This is of the 430 million HPS lent to this guy, roughly half was funded with leverage from BNP Paribas. Okay, so again, these tentacles run so deep into the system. BlackRock and BNP declined to comment, not surprising. All right, and the HPS funds were what they're calling specialist asset-backed finance vehicles. Yesterday, I did a short. JP Morgan was out saying, hey, we recommend that our investors and our clients start allocating a portion of their portfolio into these kind of alternative or secondary debt structures. It's just insane, right, when you see this kind of stuff that's happening. HPS Investment Partners. Here's who they are, and I'll jump into the last story, which talks about what the fraud was. One of the largest private credit lenders in the world, all right? Global credit firm managing $100 billion, right? And guess what? They manage capital for, like we've been discussing for weeks now, pension funds, insurance companies, sovereign wealth funds, known for large, complex loans that banks don't want to hold. Right? The big banks don't even want to get involved in this stuff, so they use the intermediaries or these secondaries, okay? Well, they don't use them. They basically, that's how all these crummy deals are being funneled out to these investors. Focuses on non-bank lending, middle market companies, distressed opportunities, asset-backed lending. Well, it's not asset-backed lending if there's no assets in the first place, if all the collateral and the due diligence documents are all just fabricated. So why are you seeing HPS become a big deal now? Well, it's one of those bellwether companies, right? In this non-bank, right, the NDFI, a credit boom, where now you're seeing, the real vetting of protocols being tested, right? We hear about these covenant light loans. So, in the idea of, is the private credit space even safe as marketed to be? And again, JP Morgan out yesterday saying, hey, we're suggesting our clients reallocate their portfolios in that traditional 60-40 to include some more of this secondary type debt financing. All right. Again, like I said, if it's happening in the BlackRock entities or BlackRock owned subsidiaries, think about the level of and how many ticking time bombs there are in the smaller firms. All right, so out of Alt's Wire a couple days ago, they really explained, I saw this article this morning as I was digging further, and then I'll wrap it up. They explained kind of what the breathtaking fraud was. And what it says is, and this is the lawsuit pending, and the FBI is investigating it as well. Summer of 2025 the complaint was filed by the group of lenders, okay, including BlackRock's HPS. And the lenders accused the broadband telecom and bridge voice owner, this guy, Bramhat, of basically fabricating the accounts receivable that were supposed to be used for the loan collateral. Here's what they allege, and now they're saying that it exceeds $500 million. So what they're saying is that basically all of the pledged receivables didn't even exist, okay? And here's what they uncovered. They're alleging that they found forged contracts, okay? Contracts with companies didn't even exist and contained signatures, okay? The lenders do not believe are even legitimate, number one. Number two, fake emails and domains. The lenders reviewed email messages purporting to confirm over 26 million in receivables that were sent from fake internet domains designed to mimic legitimate telecommunication companies instead of the actual domain name of the borrower. And the lawsuit alleges the continuation of fraud through fund diversion, where the credit party allegedly transferred 1.8 million of loan proceeds to other banks outside the country, outside the jurisdiction where this borrower individual, Bramhat, basically had and controlled these foreign entities. So again, the money comes in and then it's just dispersed out. This is long gone money. BlackRock, HPS, they're going to take this hit, okay? Lenders are seeking judgment for the full debt amount along with a request for an order of attachment against Bramhat's assets, including bank accounts, real property, equity, and digital currency wallets. Again, what they're referring to is like a prejudgment writ of attachment. I do a lot of this stuff in my business litigation practice. First off, a judgment is a piece of paper, okay? It's not money. It just says that the debtor owes you this money. Even if you get the piece of paper, you survive bankruptcy as the creditor, it's a piece of paper. It means absolutely nothing. A prejudgment writ of attachment can create some leverage only to the extent that the borrower has some assets to go and attach, okay? If it's all based upon, again, the house of cards and the fraud, there's nothing to go after, okay? So the legal system, unfortunately, can't deliver a result. They cannot put the money back in the account unless they really uncover hidden accounts, hidden assets, and they're able to then go into that jurisdiction and successfully attach those, either pre-judgment or post-judgment, all right? This is a tangled mess. Just getting going. Appreciate you guys. If you enjoy the content, leave me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed so we can keep growing the community. Leave your thoughts and comments. And with that being said, I will talk to all of you soon. Thanks. Bye.